Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. So I'm really pleased about to bring you another watch from a video that I featured on my top 5 Pagani video. Okay, put my teeth back in. This is their Pagani design subby Homage. This is the no date one. I'm not going to lie, I've been aware of this watch for a while. Meant to bring it in for some reason, one reason or another. Other watches surpassed it and got come in first. But I'm really pleased about to bring you this watch. This is one that I know it's got a lot of momentum. A lot of people seem to like it. I've seen a couple that don't like it so much for a couple of different reasons, but hopefully through this video we'll build a picture as to whether it's for you or not. It does come in at sort of £100, so only sort of a few quid less than a San Martin. So I know that's something to consider. I did pick that up a bit cheaper during the sale, and hopefully if you do like it, there'll be other sales and coupons you can grab. But yeah, as I say, Pagani design they're definitely listening. I've got open channels with them, and they're definitely open to suggestions and improvements and stuff, which is key. I think that's what San Martin have built their business on, in terms of listening to reviewers, listening to customers, and really taking feedback really well. And I think that's definitely put them in good stead. That and the fact they got their own factory don't hurt. But yeah, it definitely has helped them. So hopefully Pagani design are on the up and up now. But yeah, hopefully by the end of this video you know if it's for you. And I appreciate you tuning back in. And without further ado, let's get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys and girls, so this is the watch. Again, the packaging is very Pagani design. I know they brought out new packaging, but I haven't got it on this one. Clean and cloth inside. The side, I'll just take them out. I've taken 4 links out for it to fit my wrist. There's the bracelet. You've got the warranty card and instruction manual down the side. I won't take that out. You've probably seen that hundreds of times by now. Usual foam inner that's there. Just put that to the side, and then you're left with the watch. You'd have seen this on my top 5 Pagani designs on the sale video that I put out. This is their Rolex Submariner Homage watch. No date, which I know that a lot of people have been raving about. Unfortunately, they didn't go for a ghost a watch with no movement with no date. Unfortunately, didn't go for the NH38. They've still got a 35, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. The model number for this is the PD-1694. As I already sort of mentioned, it has got the Seiko NH35 movement inside. I'll bring some information up about that now. Anyone who's into watches, micro brands, AliExpress watches, you'll know about this watch already. Excuse me, the movement. This movement's been in hundreds and hundreds of watches at this point. But yeah, rugged, reliable. 24 joules, 21,600 beats per hour. Yeah, no problems at all. Reliable movement. I've never had one that's not running within decent parameters, as you'll see on the screen now. But yeah, that's the movement. The construction of this watch, let me give it a quick wipe, is all stainless steel. So that's aside from the bezel insert and the crystal. So the rest of the bezel, the case, crown guards, crown, case back, solid end links, bracelet, clasp, all 316L stainless steel. The case thickness of this watch, a little bit of a thick boy actually, 13.8 millimeters. The case diameter, I measure in sort of from the 8 to the 2, it was coming in at 41.5 millimeters. When you go from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, it is quite a big crown, protrudes quite a bit. It does become 45.4 millimeters. The lug width is 20 millimeters. That tapers down to 18, back up to 20 millimeters at the fully milled clasp. All signed, brushed, polished at the sides. 3 levels of micro adjustment. As you can see, I'm using the second one at the moment, and it does come with a diver's extension. On this watch, it's not such a big deal having it, given it is a sort of dive style watch. So yeah, not bad. But yeah, that's the bracelet and the clasp and stuff. And like I said, all 316L stainless steel. The lug to lug on this is 47.8 millimeters. And where it's got female end links to the center link, that will continue to be 47.8 millimeters. The bezel, I'll give you a quick listen. Very gritty, I'm not gonna lie. Lines up okay, ceramic. The lume's not too bad, but yeah, not a very nice feeling bezel. Feels quite gritty in places. I'm not sure what they've done underneath But yeah, it feels quite gritty, not the nicest bezel to engage. And that's the case back. You've probably seen this case back before, but I'll show it to you anyway. PD-1694, just confirming what I'm saying. A couple other colour variants of this, but yeah, the case back, as I've said before, I like the fact with the case backs now, they're becoming a little bit more unique to the watch that you've got, rather than just generic. I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, 120 click unidirectional bezel, as if I didn't say that before. The crown is situated at 3 o'clock, and it is a screw down crown. Engagement's okay, not too bad. Yeah, and it's, but you'll see that in a little bit. As I said, I've already told you about the bracelet and the clasp. The crystal covering that dial is sapphire crystal. Yeah, a bit of domage there. Sapphire crystal, which is pretty common with a lot of the watches at Pagani design. Some of the more inexpensive offerings tend to have mineral crystal at times, but this is sapphire. The water resistance to this watch, you've also would have made out on the dial, is 200 meters, so that would give you 20 atmospheres of water resistance. But as I always say, they're not certified, so just bear that in mind. But given the elements are screwed down and stuff, the fitment of the crystal is pretty good. I think you'll be able to take it swimming. I don't think that'll be a problem. And the weight will appear in the top right hand corner. It's in around 156 grams, give or take, and that's with 4 links out. So with the 4 links back in, it's probably coming in around 170 grams, I would say, again, give or take. But let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in a bit more detail. So you've got minute markers on the outer edge of the dial. Inside that, you've got printed elements for the indices, where the indices should be, which is a little bit disappointing in my opinion. I'd like to have seen them applied. It just adds a little bit more, again with the silver normally behind the yeah, it would have been nice. But yeah, you've got an inverted triangle at the 12, rectangular buttons at the 3, 6 and 9, circular everywhere else. Just below the inverted triangle, you've got Pagani design, and just above the baton at 6 o'clock, you've got automatic water resistant, 200 meters, 660 feet. I'll undo the crown and I'll move it again just so you can see the dial. I go sort of 9:15. It doesn't really matter. It's not an exact science. It just allows you to see the markers. As you'd have seen then, when I take the crown out, it does hack. When you put it back in, it will start back up again. The bezel, hands and printed indices are all loomed. I'll bring that up now just so you can have a look at it. The loom was okay. Probably a tad disappointing, if I'm honest, given the fact the price of these are creeping up now, and this is supposed to be one of the more nicer offerings from Pagani. I'd like to have seen better loom, and when you consider companies like Adi's Dive and Still Dive, their watches are very similar priced, and Pagani can't touch them for loom, to be honest. But yeah, that's the hands, that's the indices in terms of loom and the bezel. As I said, it's hacking movement. Take it out, it will start, it will hack, put it back in, it will start up. Unfortunately, there is a ghost position, which is why you'll see when I take it to the first position, you can scroll through and you'll hear now. Unfortunate. Take it out, as I said, it will hack. Put it back in, it will start back up. But as I say, we'll screw it back up again. The engagement's okay. It doesn't feel as easy to engage as some, which is unfortunate. But yeah, okay, decent offering. And so that's the dial, that's the bezel and the applied, printed and applied elements in terms of the loom. But let me just pop on the wrist quickly, guys. Give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist, and you would have seen I did take out 4 links, and I'm using a second level of micro adjustment, and that's what it looks like on me. You're not a bad watch, decent size. Okay, so that will now take me on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. As I always do, I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with pucker. So what I think is pants is the bezel. The alignment's fine. Obviously the fact the ceramic's pretty cool, but it just feels so gritty. Like, the clicks don't sound bad, but it just feels horrible. It feels like there's sand or something underneath it. It just doesn't feel very nice. Jumps and misses one at times. Yeah, disappointing really. The loom, as I've said, the fact is this watch is only slightly cheaper than a San Martin subby Homage, and it just, not comparable. And like I said, even with Addies Dive and Steel Dive, very similar price watches, the loom on this doesn't come close. Again, with this bracelet, the link fitment at certain places is quite stiff. You'll see it here. I had it with this bracelet on other watches. It might be worth considering. The bracelet itself is not bad, but the link fitment again is a bit of a problem. The lack of AR coating, if they put some on, it's very little, because you'll get a lot of glare on this watch, which you wouldn't normally get if there was a bit more AR coating. So it'd be nice if they put a bit more on. And yeah, the ghost position, they've done quite a few watches now with no date, so I'm sure an investment in an NH38 would be a way to go for Pagani design. And the fact that the indices are printed, I would love to have seen them applied. I don't see why they couldn't have done it. It just makes it look a little bit nicer, and just in keeping with the handset and stuff, it would have been nice. I don't know why they've just printed on the indices. So yeah, just to surmise what I think is pants, I'd go with the bezel, the loom, the link fitment, the lack of AR coating, the ghost position, and the indices are what I think are pants. What I think is Pukka is the sapphire crystal. You always knew I was going to mention that. I do like a bit of sapphire crystal on my watch. No date, although it's not a no date movement. I do like a no date subby look. I think it looks pretty cool. I know this is a homage of it, but even because of the Cyclops and stuff, I think it looks cleaner with no date on the dial. And the finishing generally, in terms of the brushing on the brushing, the polishing and stuff, they've definitely done quite well with it, to be honest. I'm sorry about my fingerprints, guys, but yeah, the finishing on the watch is good in general. The fitment a bit of an issue in places, but yeah, the finishing is done nicely. So just to surmise, I'll go with the sapphire crystal, the no date generally, and the finishing are what I think of Pukka. And would I recommend the watch? Unfortunately, I probably wouldn't. If you've got it and you like it, then all power to you. I think this faltered to deceive, to be honest. Given you're paying over £100 for this watch, I would probably either opt for a steel dive version, or spend a bit more and get a San Martin or a Chronos. Or yeah, because I just think it represents better value for money in terms of the finishing and the aesthetic of the watch generally. So I probably wouldn't, guys, on this occasion. I think there's a bit of work to be done to get it up to the standard, especially when you consider this is twice as much as their original subby Homage, and I don't think it's twice as good, if better at all. So no, that's a no from me. But if you like it, yeah, please head over and buy one. That's just my opinion. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.